guys, Miss Brittany here. Today I'm going to talk to you about another lesson, another positive action lesson, and it's called It's Decision Time. So today we are going to learn about some skills necessary to do some problem solving. And so that is the first step, is to problem solve. When we feel good about the decisions that we make, it gives us some confidence and confidence to solve other problems in the future. And we can always learn from our mistakes. So just remember that even though you might make a bad choice or a bad decision in life, that doesn't make you a bad person. That just gives you an opportunity to make a better choice next time. And so we can train our brain. We can train our brains to solve complex problems. The more our brain makes different attempts again and again to solve these different types of problems, we learn different tools and techniques in order to do that. So we can put those tools in our toolbox, and we'll always have those to go back to whenever we are faced with a difficult decision in life. And so the first thing that we need to do in our problem solving process is we need to define the problem. So what is it that's troubling me? What is it that I'm torn between that I need to make a decision about? Let's consider all of our options. There are always more than one way to problem solve because sometimes we could problem solve negatively, but we always need to remember to try to problem solve in a positive manner because, once again, we're still working on that self-concept. So let's consider the positive and the negative outcomes of all of the options that we are going to consider when we are making a decision. And so out of those, we need to make a list, the positive side and the negative side. And we want to look through those and choose the best option. What is the option that is going to produce the best outcome for me? And we not only need to think about ourselves, but the people that surround us as well, because we know that something can always distress the other person. And we want to carry out the solution. What was it that was the best decision for me to make? And we want to follow through with that decision. And then we review and we learn. We look back on the decision that we made, and we can decipher whether or not that was the best choice for me at that time. And so, what do I want to change? What is it that I want to start doing differently in my problem solving and decision time process? And so I have a problem solving process sheet with me. This is something that I will try to upload for you guys as well. And it just kind of has some of the basic points that we just went over. And so at the very top is the problem. And this also gives you some room to write down what the problem is that you are facing. And then so the next thing is you want to do some creative thinking. And so let's use our imaginations. Let's brainstorm out those different possibilities, the best solution to the problem. So that is what creative thinking means. And then the next step is to analytically think. And that sounds like a pretty big word, but we just want to think about what is the possibility of the outcome for the decision that I made. And so we want to throw out impractical solutions. And what that means is it's not realistic. It is not something that you're going to be able to do. And so that's impractical. And so we just want to throw those choices out because we are going through and limiting the best option for us. And so the next bullet on our worksheet is decision making. Now it is time. So we've considered all of the information. We have looked at the positive and the negative outcomes and how that's going to affect us in everyday life. So after we consider all of the information, complete a decision making and problem solving checklist. Okay, and then so at the very bottom, once we have completed all of those steps, we have the solution. And so you guys can journal this down if you don't have a printer to print the worksheet off. And I want us to think about the outcome of that decision. Is that something that the next time I encounter that I could possibly make a better choice? I always want us to consider the possible outcomes of our decisions as far as negative and positivity, because those can affect our self-concept. Remember earlier I had spoken about when you feel good about the decisions that you've made, it gives us more confidence in life. And so we feel more capable. We feel like we can contribute things in a better way, because that gives us the self-esteem that we need to kind of step out of our comfort zone at times. And so also keep in mind that you need to consider the people around you. How is this going to affect my friends? How is this going to affect my family? Is this going to hurt someone's feelings? Is this going to cause someone harm? And so if we are confused, I always want us to remember to seek out that trusted adult we have spoken about in many of our lessons. And so that is your guardians at home. And when we go back to school, that's going to be any staff at the school, a teacher, a principal, a guidance counselor, and sometimes maybe a peer. And that person can speak on your behalf. Sometimes it's a little scary when we are faced with difficult decisions in life. And we always need to seek out someone who is more knowledgeable on these things, and maybe they can guide us in the right direction if we are ever faced with something like this. So I hope that you all are at home. I hope that you are safe and spending time with your family. Always think about the decisions that we are making during this time off as well, not just in school or outside of the house. And that's all that I have for today, guys. And I hope to see you soon.